Hello and welcome to a new video. It is finally time for the sketchbook tour. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this. It has been a while. I've kind of been teasing you with it. So yes, it is finally time to get into it. So this is sketchbook 16, or my bad, it's sketchbook. I spelt it wrong, amazingly. Yes, it is covered in a bunch of stickers, which I will put the artists for each one on the screen now. This is the Ohuhu sketchbook. It is their square one. It's very nice, very chunky. I've got it written on the side here, actually correctly this time. And then on the back, I have a bunch of stickers as well. I'll put the name for... I think these three are... Yeah, I'll put the name for these three artists, and this is a stamp from Caroline Art because I bought from her and I thought the stamp was really cute because it is also her art. This one is my Varric sticker, this one is my Wrench sticker, this one is Breloom that I made, Buggy, and then just a bunch of other stickers as well, so like Cinema Roll, My Melody, the Joker, some things from Ohuhu, yeah, and then Fallout, and you know, just a bunch of other things from sticker packs. So let's get into it. Right, so this is the opening page. So I started on the 6th of May 2024 and I finished it on the 1st of June in 2025, so it took just over a year. Yeah, which I could feel. I was working in this book for a long time. And then I've just got some little bits stuck over here that I slowly stick in over the course of using the book. This cute thing from Sketches of Shay, it is the ghoul, because I was going through a Fallout phase. And then just a Secret Charlie. Just a bunch of things. And then on this side we have the actual title page. So I made a video for this, so I will have it linked in the description. And in that video I show the process of making it and I talk about the characters and their story a bit. All the links to the videos that I've made throughout this book will be in the description if you're interested in checking them out. So yeah, this was done with alcohol markers, so they did bleed through quite a bit, which, you know, it's to be expected, but I wasn't expecting it to be this bad initially. I think it's because I did a lot of blending. So this was where I did all the sketching planning for the page, for the title page. And then on this side is some of the Fallout stuff. Like I said, I was going through a big Fallout mood because the show, I think, I don't know if it had just come out around that time, but it put me heavily into a Fallout mood. I've got Daryl Dixon here because I was rewatching The Walking Dead. I love that show so much. And I realised I'd never drawn him before. Because I don't think I've ever, before this point, I'd never done any art for The Walking Dead. Because I just never wanted to. But I was suddenly in the mood to draw Daryl, so I did. And then on this side is my character Kirk from Dark Souls 3, because I finally got to try that game out. I'd always been interested in the FromSoft games. My brother is a big fan of them and has played pretty much all of them, I think. I decided to get Dark Souls 3 while it was on sale, and this is my character and I love him and I love that game. It was so much fun. My brother and I were just playing through it together. We were like sharing screens on Discord, I think, so we could see what the other person was doing. And it was so fun. I loved it so much and I really want to go back and play it again at some point, but I have to finish Elden Ring first, which I kind of have given up. So anyway, this is my character. I used alcohol markers again. Because this is an Ohuhu book, I really wanted to use a lot of alcohol markers and try and like refine how I use them, but that didn't end up happening as much as I thought it would. So this is just my character with, is it the Firekeeper? I can't remember. I wanted to do more fan art for Dark Souls, but I just didn't. And then this is the Last Coffee Beans OC. She did a whole video on making some art for them, and I was so obsessed with it, so I had to draw her character. She's just such a cool design, and her whole motif Is that the right word? But she has a lot of fig imagery, which I think is so cool. So I also did some figs up here, and I just really like how it looks together. Then over on this side, I was doing some Wind Waker fan art because I was just suddenly in a Zelda mood. Yeah, I think I was watching Game Grumps' playthrough for like the millionth time, so I just felt like drawing some of the characters again, which kind of extended over onto this spread. I was drawing the Postman and Ganon because that is one of my favourite Ganon designs. I think my other favourite is probably Twilight Princess, and then we have one of the characters from Twilight Princess because that is my favourite Zelda game of all time. And yeah, just messing around with some other materials. I think she is done with alcohol marker. This is watercolour. And then this is with acrylic markers. And then I inexplicably got into a Watch Dogs mood again. If you've been following me for a while now, you know that I do really love those games. Well, at least the first two specifically. At this point, I'd never played the first one. I'd only played the second one, and that one is probably my favourite because I love the characters so much. But I think the first one is actually probably better story-wise. I much preferred the story for the first one. So this was just drawing Wrench and my character that I made a long time ago. I just wanted to give her a redesign, and I turned her into a like dirt biker, off-road biker racer thing because I really enjoyed those mini games in the second game, so I thought that would be a cute character perk. Personality trait, I don't know. I think this is where it started, this little thing, because I made a little reel of using the RTX acrylic markers, making this pigeon, and I associate pigeons with Wrench because I gave him a pigeon t-shirt in the Watch Dogs Legion game, which sucks, by the way. I hate that game. And then I was just sketching out some of the other characters from Watch Dogs 2. I did Marcus and Ray, and I sketched the other ones out as well, but then after I did those two, I phased out of it and I didn't feel like refining them as much, but I still really like it. I think it looks really cute. Then up here I've just got some birds. These are... I did a video for Upcrate where I drew a heron and I turned them into like my business cards when my shop was open, but I had a bunch of misprints, so I just stuck them in here and then drew some more birds in pen around them. And the issue I had is this pen takes like 3-4 whole days to dry on this paper because this paper is like designed for alcohol markers, so it just would not soak in. Like, I don't know why. It was a pain, so I was constantly like smudging when I used this pen, although I don't think you can actually see any of the smudging, which I am so grateful for. Like, it looks really clean. And then I was watching Mad Max Fury Road because I love that film. This page is when Game Grumps did a like dressing up in drag, I think it was, video, and I thought they all looked so amazing, so I had to draw them, and I coloured them with my RTX acrylic markers, and I am so happy with how it turned out. I just love how they look. And then this page is where I used the RTX coloured pencils for a video, so that will be in the description if you're interested. But it is of my two characters, Clarissa and Bertha. Then I did some Rick from Walking Dead, because I think I was still watching the show in the background from that first Daryl piece. So yeah, I just wanted to draw some Rick because I love Rick. He's just so perfect. He's one of my favourite like characters from any show because he's got a lot of depth to him. And then this here is when or at least when I saw the Dragon Age Veilguard trailer, I think. I really liked the look of Lucanus, so I drew him here. And I was just really excited for like the angst of because he's a mage killer. That's what he's like labelled as. I was really looking forward to the angst of romancing him as a mage, but unfortunately, you know, the game was it wasn't as detailed, or it was a mess. It was extremely disappointing. Like, don't get me wrong, it had some things about it that I really like, and I think it was a very beautiful, visually beautiful game. It was a letdown, so yeah. This was supposed to be a planning of Rick. I really wanted to do like a big painting of him, so this was just meant to be planning, but I never did anything more than this. And this was using gouache initially, but this paper cannot take gouache. It can't take the layering of it, and also it just doesn't lay down nicely. So unfortunately I stopped using gouache in this book, which is unfortunate because it turned out being for a whole year, so I forgot how to use it, and I'm slowly trying to remember now. I finished this mostly with coloured pencils, and then I outlined it with acrylic marker. And then because I had been put slightly in a Dragon Age mood, I decided to restart Inquisition as an elf character finally, because I've never played as an elf before, because I wanted to romance Solus so that I could get that in the game as well. I never ended up finishing that run, and I'm glad for it because I don't like Solus anymore. After playing Veilguard, I cannot stand him, so if I ever go back to this character, I'm probably just gonna go for Cullen again. And then on this side I was just drawing a bit more Walking Dead because you know, I love Rick and I love Michonne and I love them together. This is my character Kara. She is a demon, and this was at the time when I was really into the little game That's Not My Neighbor. I did a whole video on it. There was a like music video that someone had made, and someone also made like an animatic to go with it for their own OC, and I loved the idea of that. So I was designing some stuff for Kara, if she was like a creepy doppelganger, and what would be like the creepy telltale signs for her. I had a lot of fun with that. And then this here is part of another video trying out some RTX pens, where I did this piece here, and then I also did a bunch of other pieces on different items like glass, a tote bag, and then these little guys are actually on this book here that I'm using to hold up this side of my sketchbook. Then I've just got some cyberpunk doodles because I guess I was in a cyberpunk mood again. I created a new character that I really like. I gave her like a tattoo on the back of her head, so I wanted to draw that. And then up here I've got some dinosaurs just to fill up the space, because I think I was watching the original Jurassic Park films, so I wanted to just doodle some dinosaurs, I guess. And we've got a bit more Rick. As well as this boy here. This is my character Boy Trollton, he's my character in Elden Ring, and I mentioned this in a video before, but he is called Boy Trollton because it is Troy Bolton but with the letters swapped, and I think that's genius. And he's got an owl companion because when I was taking screenshots of him, this owl wouldn't get out of the picture, so I like to think it's his familiar companion. Yeah, so yeah, this is just him chilling with Bok, who is like an adorable little character who I really like, as well as Blythe and Margot or Margit, you know, one of the two, same guy. And then over here I've got some more like Pokemon doodles, because on the other side of the page I did the acrylic marker drawing your favourite Pokemon video, so I just wanted to doodle some guys on the other side. Just some of my favourite characters like Sizzlipede and Centiskorch and Hoot Hoot. And I love the Zigzagoon from Sword and Shield. I think that's such a cute design. Here are the Pokemon. This was my latest Pokemon video. As you can tell from where it is in the book, I started this a long time ago compared to when I actually finished the video. And yeah, that will be linked for you in the description as well. But I've just got some of the printouts here, which unfortunately printed really grossly because my printer hates me. And then on this side, just some doodles of some characters that I made up, and then I never did anything with them ever again. And I don't know if I will. Like, I think they're alright, and I like her design a lot, but I've just never felt the need to come back to them. So I guess maybe I won't. So sad. And then this is just a bunch of you know, doodles. I've got a cute picture of Link here. This is a character from Elden Ring that I can't remember the name of, but he has like such a cool flashy design. I loved it so much. This is of my keychain that I have. This one right here. It's just a cute little chick, and it's reversible into like a Tamagotchi looking thing. But I like having it on the other side. Yeah, it's just a cute little keychain that I have hanging up on my corkboard. This is some more of My Neighbor Kara. That sounds like Totoro. That's not my neighbor, Kara. Then this was a sketch of Jinx for my friend's birthday, which I then digitized and sent to her in a card. And then this was just some rough sketching of Snake from Metal Gear, because I really like Snake. I think he's really cool. And I think these were based on some action toys of him, so I thought that would make like a good like reference or whatever. Here's some more cyberpunk, my character being a bit upset for obvious reasons. Kerry, because I love him so much. And then we move on to Baldur's Gate for a little bit. So I drew some more Gale, because despite how much he hurt me, I still really like Gale. And then my boy Halcyon, who's probably one of my favourite characters, even though like maybe he's a little bland. I still really love him. I think he's cool, and I like it when he's in his owlbear form, so that's just my character with him as an owlbear. Oh yeah, this was the video for That's Not My Neighbor Kara, and this was just like going with the music from the video I was talking about. So yeah, they're just simple doodles, but it's Kara and Caesar. Yeah, and then there's some more. I wanted to give Halcyon like a dad bod, but I don't know if it worked. But and then Astarion and my character, and Gale, obviously. Then I did a bit of drawing for Assassin's Creed Black Flag. That is like one of my favourite Assassin's Creed games. I love it so much. But I can't remember if it was because my brother was into it or if because Rainbow Zapple was into it. They get into that game quite a lot, and they're a bad influence on me. Anytime they're into anything, it's like there's like a very high chance that I will get dragged into it as well. So I don't know. It could be either one. But that's why, I mean, I drew some Edward Kenway because I love him so much. This was planning for my 40k giveaway for you guys, where I made some little books, and then there were like 4 winners randomly, and each one of you got sent one of the books. So I did it for my characters Caesar, Greta, Hans, and Kara. Unfortunately, the Kara one got returned because the person unfortunately just never picked it up from the post office, so I do actually still have that one right here. So yeah, this was being held in a post office for like 7 months and now I have it back. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but cool. And then these are some more characters that I came up with, except for this one. That's Edward Kenway. For some reason I was trying to come up with like a vampire monster world, and these were my characters Leo, Micah and Lyra, and I really liked the idea that I had for them, where he's basically like, he's got a curse inside of him, like it's being stored inside his heart, so he's not like afflicted with a curse, he's just like I don't know, like a container for it. So he's on the run because of it, because like there are other like people who either want the curse to use it, or there are people who want to destroy it. Because of it, it does affect him slightly, because like if you think of it having like an essence that seeps out. So I gave him this like massive greatsword that he can wield really easily, because you know, I said that the curse made him really strong, because who knows what the curse actually is, so it's like a side effect. And I wanted him to run into these 2 characters, who are Micah and Lyra. He's a vampire and she's a vampire hunter, and I wanted it to be there was like a misunderstanding, and she was hired to take him in because he'd like been on a killing spree, but it's still like up in the air whether or not that was actually him that did it, because ultimately I want them to become friends. Spoiler. But I want there to be some animosity between them initially, except for him, because he's like such a sweetheart that they kind of can't be mean to him, because then they feel bad about it. But I want it to be that she is bringing him in at the time where they bump into Leo, who's being chased by these like amalgamated, spliced creatures who are like spliced with other things, kind of like Chimera, and they like run into him being chased by them, so then he gets hurt as a result of it. I want him to eventually lose his arm entirely. Yeah, and I now I'm saying it, I'm getting into it again, because I haven't touched these characters in a while, but I really like the idea of them. I'm just not very good at like actually making stories. I really like that. I really should do something with that. Oh, I'm not really that keen on this page. I was watching The Boys. I think it was the most recent season at the time, and I just wanted to make some fan art. Although I think this is from one of the earlier seasons. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I really like this picture of, I don't remember her name, but she's also Farah from, or is it Farah? I always say Farah, but I don't know if it's Farah. But she's also in Call of Duty, and she's like one of my favourite characters, and I love her in The Boys. And then I don't know why I did this. I wanted to fill the gap down here, and I drew this character, and I hate it. I hate it so much. I just don't like this spread at all. Which is fine. You don't have to like all of them, you know. And then this is for another video where I was testing out some pens, and I asked you guys on Instagram to like send me some birds and some flowers, and I was going to draw them all together. And I did these ones, and I wasn't entirely happy with how it was all coming together, so I kind of just left it at these ones. But I do kind of like it. It's like a really weird poster look. But anyway, I did a video on it, so as I say, that will be in the description. And then over here, I didn't know what to fill the space with, so I filled it with my boy Charlie, doing his little Dayman performance, and I really, really like how it turned out. I just really like how the colours worked on his shadow. And then I was into Pacific Rim again. That's another one of my, like, obsessions that just resurfaces randomly. So this I came up with my own Jaeger for if Britain ever got involved, and I called it Hurricane Spitfire after, like, you know, some of the planes that the British used in the war. And I'm not a huge fan of its design, but that's also because like I don't make mech characters or anything, so this was like my first time trying to make one. But I tried to take inspiration from like how the planes looked, like a little bit. So it's got like a cockpit for a helmet, and then I wanted its arms to have like a wing motion. And then here I made just some like reference sheets for Riley, because he's got like electrical burns on him in the film that I can never remember where they are, so I thought it would be really handy to make a reference sheet. And then this is one for Chuck that is like my headcanon, and then I've got just like these sketches of Chuck and Riley here because I didn't know where to stick them in. And then over on this side, just some more fan art. I got the good boy Max, Riley, and Chuck. And I thought here he looked like that cat surrounded by knives meme. So I drew a knife. And then here's some more Chuck and Max in acrylic pen, sorry. And then my favourite kaiju from the film is Utachi, I think is what it's called. So I created a little like design for it. I gave Chuck a prosthetic arm, and also I drew the Strike Eureka, but I really like, because of the colours I used, it looks like candy. I call it like the candy Strike Eureka. I really, really like how it turned out, and that's also using acrylic pens. I wanted to try and design the Jaegers as if they were like knights, so this is what I came up with for them. So this one is the Strike Eureka, and I really, really like how it looks. I gave one of the pauldrons to be like their dog, because Max is like the logo for their Jaeger. So I also designed a emblem for them down here, which I think is really cute. And hidden behind it is May from Night in the Woods, because I was just randomly in the mood and I didn't like how it turned out. So I've kind of covered it up, and then that's when I did the Jaegers as knights. And I like the idea of Gypsy Dangers, but I wasn't entirely into it, and I was just kind of also phasing out of my Pacific Rim mood, so I kind of stopped. Then I was drawing some fan art for... It's all basically, except, you know, I'm jumping from fan art to fan art, so I hope you can keep up. But this is for Insomniac's Spider-Man 2, because I was watching Penny play it again, so I just wanted to draw some of that. And then on this side I drew my cats using acrylic pens. This was for a video, and I just really like how they look. I love my cats so much. Here is Star Wars Jedi Survivor, I think. I was watching Penny play this one as well. Yeah, I was really enjoying it. It seems a lot better than the first game, which is great because I played the first game and I enjoyed it a little bit, but it was very empty. And then the second time I tried to play it wouldn't play. It like kept freezing and crashing and bugging out for some reason, so I kind of don't like the first one for multiple reasons. But yeah, I really enjoyed watching her play it, so I did some art and I thought it was really cute. This was me being lazy. I was playing Minecraft and I wanted to draw my farm, so I sketched it out and then I just left it, which is fine, but it means I don't like how it looks. And then this was for my Tokyo Treat and Sakurako video, where they sent me a box. They sent me 2 boxes of their treats, and that was a lot of fun. So I tried out some of their food and then I made some art based on stuff that was in the box. And then this also was a video. This was when I was doing Inktober. I combined 2 prompt lists, Flesh PNGs prompt list with Lani Lavendulo, her Endicott's Tea Party prompt list. And I thought that would be really fun, so I made this like nostalgic spread. More Dragon Age. I think I got back into it, I guess. Oh right, yeah, I was asking people for prompts, like what should I draw. So I think it's because I started with this Cullen, because I love Cullen and I constantly come back to draw him. So I wanted to do some more drawing. Yeah, I've got like Dorian here with his gorgeous long hair, my character with Solus, Alistair being king, Fenris, dramatic Blackwall, which is my favourite Blackwall when he's just being like a little princess, and then Alistair and Cullen. And oh, there is more. I also drew Sarah. I love drawing her with this type of hair where it's like super messy. Varric and Iron Bull, and then also Anders with his special cat. I really like how that cat turned out. I think that's really cute. And then is his name Samson? I always forget because he's not my favourite, but I think it's Samson. And then I wanted to do this picture of Cullen with a lion because I came up with like a concept for that ages ago in like an old sketchbook, and I really like the visual of it, so I drew it here. But it kind of looks like KFC because I did the stripes in the background. It just looks like KFC. But yeah, this was with acrylic pens as well. I finally got around to watching Deadpool 3 and I really enjoyed it. Like the first time I watched it, I was caught up in it. I enjoyed it, but mostly it was cowboy Deadpool that I love. And he was voiced by Matthew McConaughey, so you know. This side is like a little comic that was for the Inktober thing, and I drew Jack from Animal Crossing going trick-or-treating, and I really like this bit here. But otherwise, I'm not actually that keen on the comic itself. Yeah, this was another prompt for Inktober. Was it Hero and Pumpkin? No, Hero and Mountain. That might be what it was. So I drew Spider-Man stuck in a mountain of pumpkins. It looks kind of weird. It's a very weird pose. Then on this side, what was it? It was like soup and cauldron maybe? So I did a frog because my friend Fia, she said I had to draw a frog at some point, so I did a frog making some soup in a cauldron. And then I did, you know, cowboy Deadpool and normal Deadpool because I was still in the mood, and I really liked how it looked with the red pen and the black pen. Oh, and there's more, but I think this was it. I think this was where I stopped doing Deadpool stuff, and obviously because of the song at the end of the film, I'd been listening to more Madonna, so These were 2 separate days for the Inktober thing, and I really don't like them, and I can't remember what the prompts were. I don't like them. I thought they would turn out really cute, and if I could have them tying in together, I thought that would make it, you know, cute. But I don't like how it ended up, so yeah. Oh, these are the lists here. This one I do really like. It was the dogs playing cards. So I just turned one of the dogs into a crow. And I think it's really cute. I think it's really soft and I like how it turned out. I only did a small piece of it because I think I was running out of steam at this point. And then this was the last one I did. It was bad composition and journal. And I just really don't like it. Like, the whole point is that the composition is bad, but I think I also managed to do a bad job of that. So I don't like it. And is that the last one? No, it's not the last one, but that's where I stuck them in for some reason. So this was another one for the Inktobers. I wanted it to be creepy, so I've got some cicadas going down someone's throat because that's so fun. Then I've got 2 owls who are doing something spooky with a book. I've got some mice who are fat on honey. And then here I've got just a pair of teeth, like vampire teeth, holding a nettle, and I actually really like that. I think it looks really cool. I'm not even halfway. This is gonna be such a long video. More Dragon Age. I drew Cullen with a beard because I wanted to see what that would look like, and I love it. I love it so much. I think he's so adorable. This one particularly, I really, really like how it ended up because I didn't try and like refine it too much. I left it really loose. Then I drew Varric with a proper beard because he doesn't ever have one because he doesn't like them, but I wanted to see what that would look like. This was another Tokyo Treat video, and I ended up drawing this cute little fisherman cat, which I explain in the video if you want to know. Then I think this was another prompt for the Inktober. I wanted to draw some What We Do in the Shadows because I realised I'd never drawn anything for them before. So I did this piece for Nadia. I made her green because I think there's like promotional posters or something where they all are kind of green, but she kind of just looks like a weird zombie. But I really like how it ended up. This is with acrylic pens and coloured pencil. And then on this side I just did some doodles, and I did Laszlo as well because I love them so much. Okay, this page, let's start over here. For some reason, Thunderbirds. Yeah, there was like a live action film that came out when I was younger, and I randomly remembered it, so I decided to watch it, and it was about what you'd expect. But I drew one of the characters who I can't remember his name. And then this is where I started another Baldur's Gate run, and I made my character Harland. It's my first Dirge run, which I'm very excited about, and he's romancing Will, which I'm also really excited about because I've been looking forward to romancing him for so long. And then over here I did a acrylic painting of him. This is when he's dealing with the harpies, and he got put under their spell, so I was like, oh, that would be interesting to draw that. And I really liked their design, so I did a little sketch of one of them here. Very cool, very cool. Okay, so this is when I got Dragon Age Veilguard. Yeah. Do we want to talk about that game? Is now the time? So I went into the game expecting to romance Lucanus. Then I met Nev. This is my character, by the way. I love her. She's so beautiful. I met Nev. Like, she's like the first character you meet aside from Varric, and I immediately was in love. So I pushed Lucanus to the side and I romanced her instead, and I love her so much. But then I also really, really love Emmerich. So when I finished my playthrough, I did actually start another one with the intention of romancing Emmerich, but then the reality of playing that game again, suddenly all my energy was just gone. So I haven't touched that game since. Maybe I will one day, but it just makes me so sad. This page is when Ohuhu sent me their water-based markers, so I created this clown character, but I do really like how it turned out, and I really, really like this cat up here. And then this side was another video. This was for the final Tokyo Treat video that I made. And then on this side I've got some sketches of Emmerich and my new character. She is an elf, and I think she is also a Morn Watcher, because I thought that would be really cute. And then I gave him a Pokemon. What is it? Is it Duskull? Because I thought it suited him. And I really enjoy doodling Emmerich. I think he's such a fun character to draw. So I don't know if you guys know of a show called From. From what I can tell, a lot of people don't actually know about it, but I have been watching it. I've watched all the seasons that are currently out, and, you know, I'm mixed on it. I think it's really enjoyable, but I also think the show has its downsides. Like, it's not amazing. But there is this character called Jade, this guy here, and I really like him. Like, he can be annoying, and he's not like the nicest character, but I really like him. So I did this for him digitally to a Glass Animals song, and I really like how it turned out. The colours are a bit funky because my printer is funky, so I'll put the like actual image of it over here for a bit, but I had so much fun with that, and I just really like how it turned out. And then on this side I was going to do more drawings of him, but I did this one and immediately lost motivation. I just kind of filled the page with a bunch of stuff. I painted it. Like, initially I put pen down, but I didn't like how it looked, so I tried to cover it up, but you can still see the pen through the paint, which I think looks alright. It gives it an interesting look, but yeah, I didn't like it. But before that page, I'd done another digital one from the most recent season, and this time I did it to Florence, and it's just of Jade playing his violin, and I did a couple versions of it because I couldn't decide on like an actual... I couldn't figure out which one I liked the most, so I did 3. And then on this side I did just a teeny weeny bit of Merlin fan art, just Leon and Arthur loving their horses, because I think that is so cute, and then a bunch of Darumaka, because I love Darumaka and he's incredibly fun to draw, so it's kind of random. And then cowboys. I got into Red Dead again. This was while I was visiting my mum in France, and for some reason it always happens when I'm visiting her and I have no access to playing the game myself, which is maybe why I then draw so much for it, because I can't scratch that itch, so I draw. I was just drawing with biro, and I started off by drawing in coloured pen and then going over it in biro so that it acted as like an underlayer sketch, but I actually do not like how that looks, so then I just started drawing in straight biro, and this is when I started my pen phase, where there was quite a while where I would only draw in pen, and I'm only recently getting back into letting myself draw in pencil as well, because I really liked the permanence of it, where like you make a mistake and you have to stick with it. It really helped me with my line confidence, but lately I've been needing to go back to pencil every now and then. And then this is a picture of a deer. I did a little reel for it, maybe you've seen it, it's somewhere on my channel. So here's some more. I wanted to paint the whole page red. I think it was to cover up this, because this initially was done with alcohol markers. So I just did some more like imagery stuff for Red Dead. That's Arthur, and my favourite boy Javier. Him and Arthur are my favourites from Red Dead 2, so I draw them the most. Yeah, so then here's some more. This is my cowboy Clay. I hadn't drawn him in a while, so I felt like I should draw him here, so I did. I tried drawing Dutch with acrylic pens, but I don't really like how it looked. And then a cute little John, Sadie, and... what is her name? Oh my lord, what is her name? And I also drew this cool wolf up here that I really like how it turned out. Oh, and I kept going. So as you can see, I'm just like mostly drawing in ballpoint pen, and I'm just drawing, you know, the characters. I love seeing Arthur smile and stuff, so I drew him up here laughing, which I think is really cute. This deer, I really like how it looks, because I just coloured the background in really simply with acrylic markers, and it created this cute little sort of sunset look. This is something that I did for another video. I think it's a reel again, using more of the Ohuhu water-based pens. And then this on this side was It was actually from a photo I took in a field, in the field behind my mum's house. I got lazy with it, but I do kind of like how it looks with the red peeking through. And then here is, I also did a reel for this bear down here. I wanted to draw them all colourful. I really like how they turned out. And then on this side, I'd been really inspired by Caroline's videos. She likes to turn creatures or make creatures out of like other items sometimes, so I felt really inspired to make some fish out of like sweet pastries and stuff. I never posted it anywhere because I wasn't entirely happy with how they turned out, but I've got like a croissant, a cream puff, an almond thingy, an apple turnover, and a strawberry crepe. And they were really fun to try and figure out like what would be the fin and what would be the body. But yeah, I never did anything with that, so it's cute though. Here I wanted to draw my girl Kara, and this is where she actually got a redesign accidentally. So I was drawing her normally here, and then I decided to draw her with slightly longer hair. I think it's like a jellyfish cut or something, I'm not entirely sure. And I really loved how it looked, so I kept drawing her like that, and it's stuck. It's her design now. But I thought it was really cute. Because of how she looked like an NPC here, I put like press E to talk, which kind of led me on to making like this fake, what is it, like a story RPG game or whatever, where you're like talking to her or you're playing as her, and like the goal of the game is they need to get their band together ready for their upcoming performance. And I came up with these designs here. These characters become like idols in her world, like the equivalent of like Hello Kitty in our world. They've been popping up recently as well in art that I make, so maybe you recognize them. More watchdogs. I wanted to draw Wrench because I love him. Then on this side I drew me as a Pokemon trainer because I was doing this thing here where it was like a challenge of like drawing your two favourite Pokemon, like your favourite Pokemon from Gen 1 and Gen 2, then 3 and 4, then 4 and 5, then your favourite fire, favourite water, earth, blah blah blah. And this one down here is you with a Pokemon. So I used this side of the page to just design what I'd look like as a Pokemon trainer, I guess. And I drew myself with Sizzlipede because he's so cute and he's so small he could fit in your hand. Kind of like this little guy here that I made. And he's so cute. And he's looking up. And he's got some dust on him. So that's maybe why I made him. But I love Sizzlipede. He's so cute. He's so cute, and I just had to make him, so I did. I also made another little guy that was meant to go on the top of my monitor. He's like just a little flat thing. I keep him on the bottom of my monitor instead because I mean I could blue tack him to the top, but I just feel like he'll fall off and he'll get damaged, so he's there as well. So I've got two little Sizzlipedes. Yeah, so then I also wanted to draw Wrench a bit, so I drew him here, and I wanted to have him spray painting, but I didn't know what to have him spray paint. So initially this was blank, which led to this, which was just planning for what to put up here. But I really, really liked how it turned out, so I did end up turning it into a little book, which I put up on my Redbubble store, which I now use as my little ideas book, because yeah, I just really liked the design so much. So yeah, that was an accident, but I'm really happy that it happened. So after I did that, I then doodled it in here a bit, and I think it looks really cute and messy. Yeah, that's in the way. Sorry, little guy, you gotta move. This was the page I was doing a bunch of Pokemon. I draw Pokemon so much. A bit too much, honestly. I told you those ones. And then it was like, Pokemon you don't like, favourite baby, ugly Pokemon, favourite evolution, Pokemon that scares you, you with a Pokemon that you like, first Pokemon you ever heard of, favourite normal, Favorite fighting, favorite ghost, favorite rock, ice, electric, flying. No, I don't remember. Dirt, mud, what is it? Ground, rock. Favorite flying, favorite fire, psychic. What is that? Fighting? I don't remember what they are anymore. Poison, dark, Togepi. I don't remember. And then like favorite Mega Evolution, favorite Legendary, and then we added a couple because it stopped here, and we were like, well, it's missing some of the types. So I did favorite Trash. I don't remember. Poison, I guess. But then what was that? Favorite Bug. Moving on. These are some sketches of some of the like buildings in Watch Dogs 2 because I just wanted to draw them. I thought it would be fun to draw some of the like scenery, landscape stuff from that game, and I just really liked how this building looked because this is the same building. This part is just round the other side of this walkway here, and it's like on the waterfront. So, and then this side is where I was designing some stuff for a game called Wreck This Deck, which is where you have like a deck of playing cards and you create your story about like sealing demons or spirits or whatever in each deck of the card. And I was just planning out my character's story and symbols and stuff to do with it, and I really enjoyed what I was doing and what I started planning out, but I kind of never really went any further with it, so that's unfortunate. And then here was some drawings because I finally decided to try Pokemon Scarlet, I think I played, and I was really enjoying the newness of it and the novelty of some of it, and I really loved my Gyarados Patricia, but I do not like that game, and that's all I'm going to say. I don't think we need that discussion here. I spoke about it a bit more in my last Pokemon video. And then on this side, this is when RTX sent me their watercolor pencils as well as a watercolor book. So I experimented with it in my own book first before going into the book that they sent me, and it's just of my character Kara, and this was going to be a draw this in your style, but it never really turned into anything, so that didn't happen. Here's some more Cyberpunk. I didn't realize I was still into it at this point. Just my character and River, because I really like River in that game. I don't know why so many people don't. And then I was just drawing some like demon monster knights on this side, because I really love the aesthetic of knights. I think it's so cool. So that's what I was messing around with here, and I've got these 3 characters. And I did find it funny that when I posted this on Instagram, someone said that they're a polycule, like they're in a 3-way relationship. And I just thought that was so funny. And I'm tempted. Then I drew, what's her name? Is it Melania? I cannot remember. From Elden Ring. I've never gotten past her fight, and I stopped playing because of it. She drained all my motivation and I can't face her again. And then I did some witch fan art because I found some old books that I had back when I was younger, and like I used to collect witch stuff, and it just made me all nostalgic. So I drew Haylin and Tyranny, and then I did a whole video on it using these pens that my friend Fia sent me, and that was really cute. That was really fun. I'm really glad I did that. I was still in the mood, so I also wanted to design them some new clothes, and I had so much fun with it. And then over here I drew some Tamagotchi for them because I had the idea of what if each of them was like a magical girl, and they used the Tamagotchi to transform. And I believe this was because I was talking about this over on my Patreon's Discord. I believe it was the Coffee Rain suggested like the whole Tamagotchi thing, because I was like, I don't know what to fill the space with. So they said, draw Tamagotchi, because, you know, that's a really good thing to fall back on, because Tamagotchi are really cute. I think that's kind of what inspired the whole thing. So yeah, I did some more doodling of them here, of the girls with their own Tamagotchi, which I really loved, just drawing them, doing whatever. But also, as you can see on this side, I drew some more Red Dead for some reason. And that was really fun. And I drew these ones using these coloured biro pens that I have, and it's just so cute. It just adds a bit of colour, and I like it a lot. This was for a video, I think this was using Ohuhu acrylic pens, and this was a challenge that you guys helped me with. I asked you all to send me over on Instagram 3 random emojis, and I would make like a character based on them. So I also shared with you guys the emojis that I had picked, and you guys then sent in what characters you had made for it, and that was just so much fun. I have a whole video on it, and at the end of the video I have shared all the pieces that you guys sent in as well. It was just really, really fun to see the range that everyone came up with. On this side of the page, I did some fan art for the show American Gods. I'd started watching it like the first episode back when it came out, and I just wasn't interested in it at all. So I decided to give it another go for some reason, and I loved the first season. I thought that was really, really good. And then season 2, not as good, but I still enjoyed it. And then season 3, I just couldn't get into, because I think some of the people behind the show were no longer working on it after season 1, which is why the quality felt very, very different. Yeah, I just felt like doing some fan art for Sweeney, Mad Sweeney, and what's her name? Is it Laura? But they have like a whole side story together, and I think it's really fun. And then on this side, I wanted to draw more of my characters, Kara and Caesar, in their like circus AU that I did in my previous sketchbook at one point, and I drew my dog as Cerberus again because I love my dog so much, so I really enjoy drawing him as a character in my art. This was going to be a page of Penny Dreadful fan art of this guy Ethan Chandler, but I drew this one, and then all the other ones I drew I didn't like, so I instead drew some owls and this little one here as well to cover up the other one that I didn't like. I just really like how the spread looks. Like, it's not connected to him at all, but it's a fun little spread. And then over on this side, I stuck in a galaxy wrapper because I wanted to use it for some reason. And I drew my girl Kara because I was having so much fun drawing her in all these different outfits at this time. So I made like this cute little spread over here. Yeah, and then I did this video because I'd watched Gabs play this game called Sorry We're Closed, and I loved the art style of that video so much, so much, that it led into this video, which if you want to know more about and more of my feelings on, it will be in the description. I was just drawing a lot of Kara at this time, and Non-Toxic over on Instagram had drawn their character Lilith with Kara, which I thought was just so cute. So I drew them together as well, and I made these like fake like concert ticket stuff, and it was just a whole lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed doing that. And then over on this side, I was replaying the 2 newer Wolfenstein games because I really, really like those games. So I just drew Fergus because he's probably my favourite character from those games. Yeah, it was just fun doodles. So yeah. This was another video for some RTX pens. I think it was the set of 90 they sent me. And I just drew these owls because I love owls and I was in an owl mood. And I thought it would be perfect. And then drawing some more Kara. Like I said, I was messing around with outfits and stuff. And I came up with this cute little... I can't remember what I referred to it as, but it's like a space suit. And she's got like jetpacks in her shoes. And I gave her these little like star characters. They follow her around and they're kind of cute, so I like them. So I drew some more here of her with them. Oh, I called it Astro Kara. Like, this is her Astro outfit. Yeah, I think it's really cute. I really like it. And then I was in the mood to draw a priest character for some reason, and I want it to be not like a priest of any existing religion, but I have to admit that it's one of those things where I haven't fleshed out his world or his own religion yet. So until I do that, I am heavily relying on like Christian symbols and stuff. So that's why he looks like this, but it is not at all like anything Christian or anything. Yeah, I because I love owls, I gave him this like owl familiar, and this hand here is like supposed to be like some like evil forces trying to, you know, draw him into temptation. All that like typical religious stuff. But yeah, I had a lot of fun colouring it. This is using alcohol markers. Yeah, and I really like how it turned out. His name's Caleb. So this page is just like fleshing out the bad guys. I don't want it to be so black and white. I want it to be that they're bad because the good guys are telling you that they're bad, but like there's not, like, the good guys do bad things as well sometimes that makes you think, wait, hang on, that's not right, that you shouldn't be doing that. But then also the bad guys do bad things that are like, oh, you know, like I want them both to do good and bad things, but I haven't fleshed it out enough. Yeah, these are the characters. I want this to be like the head of them, or at least the head that you're allowed to see. Like maybe they're working for a force that just cannot be contained in a physical form, so they have like a spokesperson, and then these are like the, like, they wear masks, but these are like the faceless, there's loads of them, and they like show up and just do whatever, you know, I don't know. And then over here it is his owl companion, because I want it to be that like he is the size of a normal owl, like he shrinks himself down, but in reality he is this like massive owl, and I want him to be called like the Watcher or something. And in this setting, Caleb somehow has no idea that he's up here. So here is Arthur, because for some reason I felt like drawing him. So this is done with acrylic pens, and I don't like it, which is probably why I then didn't do any more Merlin fan art. And then after that is some Watch Dogs art, of course. I finally played the first game and I loved it so much. Geordie is my favourite character for sure. Yeah, it was so much fun. So I also drew some Wrench, because how could I not? I love Wrench. And I just really like how these turned out. It's one of the reasons why I enjoy drawing with ballpoint pens so much, is because I like how they look. I think they look a lot nicer sometimes than just pencil. But yeah, this is based on that drug advert that I think played in America. So there's more Watch Dogs stuff over here, just some doodles of the characters. And on this side, I've got some Transformers. I really, really love the 1986 Transformers film, so I felt like doing some doodles for it. And then I've also got this postcard from Shay, and that was really cute because I'd been having a really bad time, so getting just such a lovely card from her just really like lifted my spirits a lot, and it was really nice. And then I've got this picture of Hot Rod down here. Oh, and there's a fish here because one of my favourite songs from the film has this weird line, it's like spitting on a fish. So I felt like doing a fish, and he was fishing at the beginning of the film, so it all ties in. It's a conspiracy. These are Kara's mums, my character Kara. I'd been doodling them a lot in my ideas book, but I hadn't actually done anything in my sketchbook, so I wanted to just sit down and put them in my book. So this is Kara's birth mum, Edith, and this is her girlfriend Clementine, who helped her raise basically all three of her children. Edith is a demon, of course, and Clementine is a wood dryad, and she can grow oranges from her hair. I think it's so cute, and I like the idea that, like, because her hair is like, you know, like leaves and stuff, that as hair and trees grow, her hair gets bigger and needs trimming as well, so she can have, you know, short hair and long hair. But I also like the idea that the tartness and the sweetness of the oranges is heavily dependent on her mood. So I've got Edith having eaten one and being like, are you sure you're not still mad at me? Because it was like incredibly sour, and I just think that's like such a cute idea. This was done with alcohol and acrylic markers. This is a weird page. I was still into Watch Dogs, so I drew Wrench. And I wanted it to have like the weird graphic design that they have in that game, but the pen here wouldn't dry, so that upset me. So it smudged a bit, and it also doesn't look that great. And it's still, my lord, this is so old, but like I just touched it and the pen still comes off. That's disheartening. I didn't then know what to do on this side because I wanted it to be a whole spread. So instead I just stuck in some drawings that's otherwise been like in the back of my book that I didn't know what to do with. So we've got Xander from Fire Emblem, Gale from Baldur's Gate, and Percival from Merlin. And they're all just chilling. And they're in like this window thing. Because computers, you know. This was another video. This was another character creation. I asked you guys to send images on Instagram and I tried to make some characters from them, and this is what I got. This was for some like Ohuhu pens. I like that one. And then I had been watching Godless. It's like a cowboy show, and I just really liked this character, Roy Good. He was great. So I did some drawing of him. Then I got into a Marvel mood, because I was missing Iron Man. So I decided to watch some of the films again. It was kind of like a marathon, but I just picked the films that I wanted to watch. So I drew some Bucky and Steve, and I made this joke on Smash or Pass with the Hulk because I thought that was funny in the Avengers. And I did some more Bucky. Yeah, I just took some action poses of him from the film, and I thought it would be funny to have the "who the hell is Bucky" in the background, but it kind of just looks a bit odd and you can't even read it that well, but it was still fun doing like his poses. And then on this side I painted Ultron, and then I had Tony with his arm on fire because I find that image just really funny. And then I didn't know what to fill this with, so I put an Always Sunny picture up here. It just felt fitting, the vibes felt right. And then I did it again on this side. I wanted to paint Bucky in one of my favourite shots of him from The Winter Soldier, which is my all-time favourite Marvel film. That is just my absolute favourite. And then on this side, more Bucky. And then I'd also watched Overlord. I love that film. So I drew what's his face from it, Wyatt Russell. I think also because I'd been seeing a lot of advertisement for Thunderbolts, so I was like, yeah, he was great in Overlord, so I'll watch that again. Yep, kind of random. This is really random. This is the character Shelly from Pokemon, and I tried to do a combination of both her original design and her remake design because they are just so completely different. Like, they're two completely different characters that I wanted to try and blend them in a way so like if the new one still kind of looked like had elements of the older one, you know? Yeah, so I did that. And then I wanted to draw Iron Man in a pink suit, in a Hello Kitty suit. So I did. And I love it, and I'm upset that he'll never wear it. I think pink suits him. This was for a video where I made my own merch for Kara. And here I'm nearing the end of the book, so I tried to I think I got these last few pages done in a weekend because I was ready to be done with this book. So this here is web fishing because me and my brother had recently gotten the game and I was loving it, so I just wanted to draw our cats. So this one is my cat, and this one is my brother's, and it was just really funny because he showed up and he had an eye patch randomly, and I had just caught a manta ray and it was massive, so it was just... And then this here it's a fun skull design because I wanted to cover the page. I can't remember if I was already drawing something. Oh, I think I'd been painting Wanda in red and I hated it, so I covered it up and it made me feel a lot better, so I made this weird design of a skull. And then on this side, I had been watching Julian play The Last of Us 2 again. So I drew Abby because I love Abby and she is really fun to draw. She's a buff woman, so, you know, she's pretty cool. And then some more Kara. I wanted to draw or colour her in just a sort of monotone piece, and I really liked the lineless look of it, and I gave her some pink fish as well to stand out against the blue, and I kind of like it, but this bit kind of messed up. And then also Kara in a different outfit that one of my patrons, Yumanai, asked us to draw our characters in, and I thought it was really cute, so I stuck it in here. I was missing my dog Manchi, so I painted him here with some acrylic pens, and then I To fill the space down here, I painted my mum's other dog, Sky. He's a nuisance, but he's still cute. And I really like how they turned out. And then I also did some fish because I love painting fish. And then this was the last page and I just wanted to be done with it. So I drew Kara. And that's it. She's done. So yeah, that's it. This is the end of the book now, where I've still got some things. So this is a page protector that actually comes with the book when you buy it from Ohuhu, which I think is really, really cool because, it's the perfect size for the square book. So I usually use the back of the book to test out how pens look on the page and if they're going to bleed through and how they react with other pens. So that's what all this is, as well as just where I have some scrap pictures and stuff. So this is a fairy the original one is by Cicely Mary Barker, who I have a whole book on. She draws fairies, and I just wanted to draw it because I thought it was really, really cute, but I didn't know where to put it, and it's kind of awkward. I didn't at no point in the book did I feel comfortable sticking it in, so it just kind of sat in the back of the book. This is a picture of Jinx, because over on my Patreon Discord we did a Secret Santa thing on the Christmas just gone, so we were all drawing stuff for our Secret Santas, and I was drawing Jinx for someone, so I did this sketch first. Let me see if I can find what I ended up with. This is the final version of it, because I think I then traced this one onto here, and I just did it with alcohol markers. And yeah, I really, really like how it turned out. That was for Reva Rat over on Discord. So this was too big, so I kind of just keep it somewhere else. I don't really know what to do with it. Here I just stick some things. These were from the Grabby box and the Upcrate box. These are some Tom Yum noodles that are my favourite noodles ever, but I can't find them here in England. I had them when I was visiting my mum in France, and I love them, but I can't find them anywhere. And then this is from Shay. And then I've got a load of junk just in the pocket here. Another drawing of one of Cicely Mary, what's her name? Another one of her fairies that I didn't like. I didn't like how it ended up. This is what's his face from Captain America. I think this one's from Civil War. I did not like how this ended up, so this got shoved away at the back of the book. This is a weird cinema roll thing that came with a pen that I got ages ago. Tracing paper for that video, the making merch for Kara. This was going to be a drawing, and it never became one. This is the foil for a marshmallow treat that, again, I didn't know what to do with. It's probably going to go in my other book now. This was a tracing thing that I did for a character I made up that I wanted to transfer onto another piece of paper. Scrap paper. Javier that I didn't like. A character design that I didn't like. This was a draw this in your style that I just never finished, and I'm not entirely fond with how mine turned out, so yeah, that got hidden. These were some Tumblr posts or whatever from that people had made that I thought was really funny, so I printed them out because I was gonna use them and I forgot they existed. Don't really know what to do with them. This was supposed to be a doodle of Kara's brother Tristan. Again, didn't like how it turned out, so it got shoved to the back of the book. This was my made up character that I did for when I was playing Pirate Borg, which is how D&D works. It's one of those. It's a tabletop RPG. And this was my character that I made up, and I really like him, but I haven't played any more of it since, unfortunately. These are scraps. I was trying to draw something. I don't even know who that's meant to be, but I don't like them. Some more noodles that I had, but I didn't actually like this one, so it got shoved at the back. This was supposed to become something, but it never did. A sticker covering something. Oh, this was the doodle from the beginning of Hancock and my character from Fallout. Planning for the title page. These were prints of Wrench using like a thermal printer, and I didn't realise that thermal printers fade, so that upset me. Because I didn't know how they worked, so yeah. I've never done anything with them because they're fading and I know they're not going to last, so I don't know what to do with them. This was a doodle of that guy from Mad Max Fury Road. I didn't like it, so back of the book. These were for an upgrade video. Yeah, I liked these, but I didn't know where to put them, and I didn't even realise they were in the back of the book. But it's just become like a hole where things disappear, so... like this! This is a drawing of Link and Midna from Zelda Twilight Princess that I did for Caspian, who he makes some of the music that I use in my videos sometimes, and he reached out and said that he was making another playlist, and he wanted to include like some artwork from the people who use his songs and stuff, which I thought was so cute, so I drew this for him. And yeah, that was really, really fun and really sweet that he reached out. This is Kara, the not my neighbour Kara, and I don't like it. So guess what? Back of the book. This is terrifying. This is Mr. Darcy eating chicken. This was supposed to be for one of the Inktober prompts, but I didn't like it, and I think this was when I then stopped doing Inktober, and I forgot about this. This is terrifying, and I wish I had never remembered. But yeah, that's everything for the back of the book, so I'm just going to shove this all away. Wow, that was actually really easy. That was really neat. That never happens. Yeah, so that is the end of this sketchbook. It was a long time. A lot happened over the course of making it. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it has taken so long to make. I am now on my next sketchbook. This one here, 17, it is an RTX sketchbook. It is a lot smaller than this one, as you can tell, but it is refreshing to be using like such a different size, because I've used square sketchbooks of this size for quite a while now, and I really like using something smaller, so yeah, it's really fun so far. I'm a good chunk through it already. Well, I thought I was further than that, but I'm almost halfway, which is nice. But I made a video already on starting this sketchbook. That will be in the description as well if you are interested in seeing how that happened. And I've already been making a couple videos in this book, and I'm really enjoying it. But it's probably going to be a while before there's another sketchbook tour, so you're going to have to wait even longer now. But I hope you have enjoyed this video. It's been a very, very long video. I don't know how long it's going to be by the end of this, but I've been recording for about 2 hours now. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone for being here, for watching this video, and also I want to say a huge thank you to my Patreons: Dispe, Finn Carter, Grimclow, The Waffle of Life, Non-Toxic, Saint Nix, LP, Kira May, Kay, Joanna, Mila, Pretty Rotten, R.A. Foxy, Joanna Snake Moon, Humble Frogs, Local Fishkeeper, Mold Ghoul, Sun Arts, Molly Marula, Scout Radley, Sammy Bear 127, Kenzania, Jade S, Arrow, Charlie, Malorus, Balmora Blues, Cindy King, Art by Lavender, Angel of the Woods, Rainbow Tea, Breaded Nuggets, Learns, Humani, The Moth Bug, Nox, Catbird House, The Tormented Shadow, Sweet and Hopeless, Pocket, Jordan's Tiny Planet, The Coffee Rain, Black Jackal Art, Leela Loves You, Halachu, Faith, A. Wendu, Cosascobs, Wolf and Wares, Ronnie, Olivia Gadbor, Heather F, Cheris Needham, Rotting Lettuce, Binixery, Cyrus Orion, Lolo, Brianna McGraw, Malbon Designs, Gamut Girl, Dodo, Catberry Studio, Solar Tortoise, Venom Horror, Auden, Red S Lily, Hayley, Sienna G, Stephanie, Lady Ratbird, Clown, Fia, Greenfinch G Illustration, Lynn, Cody, Pobbles, Kaleidoscope Arm, Cloud, Cleo, Redders, Ziutka, Chelsea Amazon, Beetle Ghost, Artsy Ghost, Melisandre Sinclair, Bria Washington, Hurrier, June, Dakota Garcia, Manon, Perpy, Lily Likes Art, Valent Dykes, Rona, Quill, Malin, I Am a Yertle, Levi, Kira's Cozy Corner, and Tink. Thank you guys so much for all of your support, and I should have another video out for you guys soon, so I will see you then.